How's it going? I'm Ryan. Today I'm going to go over the one trade that I took on MNQ. I took a long position and just one and done trade for today. Very little drawdown, about 51 points overall on the move. So decent day for me today. It was over pretty quick, but we'll get into why I took the trade and what the trade was. And second, before I do that though, I'm gonna pull up the 1 hour time frame and just kind of talk about what I was looking at coming into the day. So I have these zones. These zones are based off of high volume nodes from the volume profile. So I'm looking at areas of liquidity using the volume profile to determine where price is likely to want to gravitate towards. And then I'm looking at the 1 hour time frame. First thing I do is kind of get an idea of where we are in the grand scheme of things. We've been trending down, but yesterday we put in a bottom, and then over the power hour of yesterday and then through the after hours in the pre-market, we had a series of higher highs, higher lows. So coming into the day, this was the pre-market high right here, and we kind of had this swing high in here and here, and then we had that pre-market high here. So with us forming this low and then forming a series of higher highs, higher lows, what I wanted to see is a break above this pre-market high. If we were going to continue the trend to the upside, I wanted to see a break of this pre-market high and then a pullback into this zone and then a move up to the next. So really basic stuff, nothing too complicated at all. If we failed to break that pre-market high, then I wanted to see a break of this swing low and then a rejection off this zone, or potentially breakdown and rejection off this zone. So really it was just kind of waiting, looking at what we're doing on a higher time frame coming into the day, and then just giving price a little bit of time to play out and see what direction it wants to take us. So today was a very nice trending day to the upside. You can see how price is kind of reacting to these zones, and then you can also see what my trade was. It was right here. What we did was exactly as I said coming into the day. So we had our pre-market high here. I wanted to see a break above that pre-market high and a break above this zone, a pull back into this zone, and continuation to the upside. So that's all it was. I waited for us to break higher. We got a strong close above. It's pretty obvious that we have bullish momentum at this point. I wait for this 5-minute candle to hold this zone to come down and retest and then hold in here. As we come down on the next candle, I entered long. I put my stop below this, so my entry was right at the top, about 210. My stop was about 76, so about 34 points, 35 points risk. And then my take profit was up at this next zone. I took it off a little early, because we did start to struggle up here. So I took it about 5 or 6 points short. It was originally 270 was my take profit, which it would have hit. And if you look, we actually are hundreds of points above where I took it here. So, definitely left some on the table. Could have left a runner, but I'm happy with getting 51 points. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that in my book. So let's take a look. That's a super quick overview. It was really simple. Like I said, just looking at overall time frame, higher time frame, what are we doing? We started to trend up after falling. We have zones of interest, areas of liquidity that we're interested in watching. We wait for a break of that swing high, indicating that we're continuing our uptrend, setting higher highs, higher lows. We wait for that higher low to form in an area that makes sense, right? We pull back into this zone of liquidity, and then we move up to the next zone of liquidity. That's all it was. It was nothing crazy. And it's about as easy as it gets when you're on a trend day. So additionally, we had the VWAP. We were above the VWAP. Everything was indicating bullish momentum. So that's why I was looking to the upside. So I'll just pull up the 1 minute as well. This is gonna be a short video because it's nothing too crazy. There's really not a whole lot to go into. But here's the 1 minute. So same thing. You see we break higher. We have nice volume on this break above. Then we have a pretty low volume pullback. Volume starts to pick up as we hold this area in here. We hold it once, right, on that first candle. Like I said, I wait for that 5 minute to close. The next 5 minute comes down and holds this same zone. That's when I enter, and then put my stop below this zone, as this should be acting as support. And if we break below this zone, then my trade is invalidated, and put my target to this next zone, because we're not going to break lower here, then we're probably going to move higher to the next area of liquidity. So that's all it is. Yeah, really simple, and it's nice when it works out like that. We're up 500, and we'll call it 5. We'll round up 505, just short of $800 from that first potential payout. So The two accounts, the exact same balance on both of those. Looking pretty decent. Yeah, and then other than that, it's just it's nice to see these zones play out, right? We see us come up, pull back into this, come up, see some resistance here, break above, hold it, see some resistance in this next zone, pull back into this one, hold it, move higher, start to see some resistance up here. Wouldn't be surprised to see us pull back and test this eventually. Yeah, just pretty textbook stuff. It's really nice when you get a trend day and things just work out easy. So yesterday I had a break-even trade. I didn't make a video on it because I had to go to work, so I didn't really have time. But it was essentially I was up $12 on the day. It was a short on the bear, or excuse me, bull flag. I was right the first time. A short when we broke a bear flag. So I'll just show what the trade was yesterday. I took a short here. So we came down, we kind of consolidated, we formed this flag, and then we broke down. I didn't get the best entry, so when we broke, I set my stop to break even, and then this little bounce up stopped me out for break even before making a move down. So that should have been a winning trade. My initial stop was above this wick, so I could have secured a decent win there, but I moved my stop too early, and that's something that has happened the past week or so, is that maybe a little reluctant to take a loss, so I moved my stop too early. So I tried to avoid that today. I did move my stop to break even once I was up like 40 points, just because it makes sense to me to not risk a loss when I already have a nice trade. So, but yeah, that was yesterday's trade, but it didn't really play out. It did play out, but I didn't execute well enough to capitalize on it. So that was yesterday's trade, and then yeah, looking to keep this momentum up, and hopefully we have a nice strong week. And less than 800 away, we can do that in about 2 days. If I have 2 decent days, we're at that point where we're eligible for a payout. So just hoping that things go well, and continuing to try to follow my rules and stay disciplined and manage my risk and get that elusive payout that I've been working to get. So that's it. I hope you found something interesting or valuable in that. It's pretty simple, not a lot to cover, not a lot to really dive into. It wasn't very deep today. All right, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I stream live Monday through Friday. If you want to stop by the stream, feel free to do so. We'd love to have you in. I hope you have a great day. Peace.